up, everyone? Today we're going to be going over here to a store I went to as a kid. It is the Book Rack. It is closing because the owner passed away last year. I think they originally wanted to close or sell the place back in like January or February, but of course things happened, and then when they were wanting to close, I think in March, they ended up finding out that they have a lease that was going to last for a while. But the sister of the owner, who's been helping try and get this place kind of winding down, I guess they were able to shorten the lease. So currently they're expected to be closing at the end of this month, which right now we're in April. So I want to go ahead and show it, though. This is a place I went to when I was a kid. I have many memories of wandering around the inside and stuff. And I gotta say that when I first walked back in here, it was like stepping through time. It literally felt like I took a time machine and went back in time in a way, just because the store feels so similar as it does, or as it did when I was a kid. But this place is over here in the Cheyenne Plaza, off of East Lincoln Way here in Cheyenne, Wyoming. So let's go ahead and take a look, shall we? All right, so just give a little bit of context. Down there we have O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right here we have one of the Spirit Halloween locations. I filmed that one not too long ago. Party America's new location is right here. Dollar Tree's over here along with the Pickler. The Book Rack is over here in this corner with Tandy Leather. And I want to just kind of take you guys around. It does look like they're open at this time, so just kind of want to show it to you guys. Something that's kind of a funny quirk about this spot. Whoops, I stepped on a bottle. Funny quirk about this spot is that there's like a dirt devil thing that happens here all the time. I think it might be the way the building is oriented, but stuff always ends up starting to spin in like a little tornado-like fashion. And sometimes they'll really pick up and start flying through the air. So there we go, going out of business. Last day, April 30th. So right in front here, they actually have some mystery books that you can get, as well as other novels right there, I guess. Got that old sign, really old sign up here. So they have been selling quite a bit of the books that they have, but they still got a lot of books to go. Something to just be clear about is that they do actually have used books that are traded for credit that you can then use here in the store. And that's how they get a whole bunch of used books, and they end up having them at pretty decent price a lot of times. There's many books that you can get that are going to be way cheaper than getting it like brand new or something. Let's go over this way. So they have kind of all these little nooks and crannies. They're filled with various different books. I gotta tell you that when I came in here the first time, and probably, God, what was it? Probably more than a decade of not coming here, just not for any particular reason, just different circumstances. When I came in here the first time, more recently, it really was like walking into a time machine. But they have a few of these kind of chairs and stools around that I believe are from my childhood. I don't know about these two. These two might be a little newer, but yeah, it's kind of an interesting little space. Man, I didn't even notice this section before. So over here they have a few books there on, actually kind of on like a little display stand. So that's kind of interesting how they have that on there. I didn't necessarily specifically pay attention to if they had barcodes on them or not, but I guess they do. So that one happens to be on the $12, that one happens to be a $4. Of course, things are on discount right now, and I think you can actually get like a box of books. I can double check in a minute. God, so many of these old chairs though. Yeah, these chairs have been here since I was a kid, for sure. You can tell that some are definitely more used. This one, for instance, you can see how the markings from it being open and closed, but this one, not so much. But they kind of have a little bit of everything. It's not like it's just one specific set, and I think they will help, maybe not so much at the moment since this one's closing, but in the past, I think they would actually like kind of help out with like getting a certain book if there's something that you wanted that maybe they didn't have in stock. I believe anyway. I believe. Obviously, I can't show every single title there is, but they do have a number of titles to choose from. That's an interesting book cover. Looking down a spiral staircase. I guess I didn't fully realize I did books about Star Trek. I usually think of the movies when I think of that series. I don't know if I closely looked at this front shelf, so we'll do that now. So I believe Sharon was saying that you could do like a whole box load of books, right?
Let me show you. Yeah.
Okay.
This is what it is. This size is a $20 box.
Okay.
As you can fit like standing up in here.
Okay.
That's $20, and then this size is a $10 box. And otherwise, you can get them for $1 each.
Okay.
If you don't want as many.
Yeah, for sure. I take it you guys would still be looking for someone to possibly buy it, right?
That would be even better.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I did this article a little while back. I did an offline article thing on the Cheyenne's Retail Minute, but I did a more in-depth one here on the Blogger. And over here, I ended up talking about the history a little bit more. I want to briefly...
I thought that was just great how you researched that.
Exactly.
Excellent job.
Yeah, cheers. Yeah. I want to briefly go over this real quick for the video, though. So the book rack dates back to the 1984. They were located over on East Pershing Boulevard in the building next to what is now Albertsons. Back then, it would have been Buttrey Food and Drug. Different time, for sure. Let's see. I think it was 1995 here is when they relocated over here to this location where we're at. And I think it was just a little bit later. Yeah, 1997 when this place actually went for sale to a different owner back then, at which point Sally Jo Tibbetts took over this spot. And Sally, unfortunately, is the one that passed away last year. And unfortunate, but, it's life. And with her passing, the sister to her, Sharon, has been working on trying to either sell this place or ultimately wind up closing it if no one ends up taking it over. So at the moment, granted, they have had some interest in people maybe possibly taking over this spot. There hasn't been anyone who's like officially done it. So it's looking pretty likely at this point that probably will close unless someone comes in last minute. We'll have to wait and see on that. But in whatever case, whatever ends up happening, hopefully something good comes to the spot, and we'll have to wait and see what happens to the spot after this, after the current circumstances play out. So to me, it's a pretty fascinating little store, if I could get my words in the right order there. Many memories of going over here to the book rack. I think a few times we'd also end up wandering over here to Dollar Tree and even Big Lots back when they were still over here. God, that was such a different time. Back at a time when everything was still $1 at the Dollar Tree, plus tax, where applicable. And back at a time when Big Lots was a lot different when I was a kid. It wasn't like what we saw in the new store here in town. Granted, the new store was cleaner and nicer looking overall. I think this is going to be the next video on the channel, so this should be coming out this weekend following when I'm recording this. I do want to give a shout out to my channel members. It should be listed right here that support the journey, make it easier to continue doing these videos. And until next time, peace out. It's been windy the last 24 hours. This place in here is way different, by the way, with Pickler there now. It's not even close to the same as it used to be. I did do a video walking through there when they opened, so there is that.